New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks just won. The Knicks just had a crazy game. And they beat the Dallas Mavericks 113-111. And it was a doozy. All right. First of all, welcome back, Jalen Brunson, who had 28 points and 5 assists. Josh Hart damn near had a triple-double again with 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. McBride chipped in with 11. Cat had 18 points with 6 assists. And another double-double on the rebounding side. Mikal had 16 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. And the Knicks almost blow this game. 5 missed free throws to end the game, and a call that might be debated by NBA fans. But if you're a Knicks fan, you already know it was the right call. So shout out to these Knicks. Actually won this game, and we're gonna break this game down. We're gonna break down the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I know we won this game. I know we got our first road win of the season. But man, I'd rather we not give myself and other Knicks fans a heart attack in the process. All right, we're gonna talk about it all. We definitely gonna talk about it. First and foremost, I'm gonna introduce you to my guy. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats.
Ryan G is in the building. Knicks pretty much did everything they could to lose this game, and they still won. So I just call this a gift from the basketball gods.
Absolutely. And of course, you already know our ex-AAU coach, our girl, be the motivator. What's good, B?
Thank you, Dallas, for Jalen. Thank you for the first row win. We appreciate it. How you guys doing today?
I'm alive, damn it. I'm alive.
Barely.
barely. After almost having a heart attack. But let's talk about it. The Knicks kind of lack some mental toughness. After all these practices for Mike Brown, who, you know, they was having all these practices where they're shooting free throws at the end of the game. And if you miss the free throws, they have to run. It seemed like none of those drills sunk in today, all right? Landry Shamet, after hitting 2 back-to-back dagger threes, missed 2 free throws in a row. Jalen Brunson also missed a free throw at the end of the game. In general, the Knicks were 19 of 30 from the free throw line, but we still managed to claw away the middle. And guys, when I watched this game, I felt like these were 2 teams who knew they were losing. Knicks knowing that they haven't won in the road. Dallas knowing that they've been continuously losing these close games, and both teams were tight. And if we're a championship team and a team wants to contend, we have to win better. We have to do what we're supposed to do. We have to hit our free throws, and we can't have games like this. I'm happy we won, but I'm also kind of disappointed with what I saw. All right, so I want to toss to you guys. I want to get your thoughts on the game. I'm gonna start out with Ryan this time. What's going on, Ryan?
Yeah, definitely an ugly win. I thought that towards the end of the game, the Knicks gave the Mavericks every opportunity that they could for them to win the game, and Mavericks were just as bad as the Knicks late in the game, and that's why they weren't able to win. When you shoot 19 of 35 from the free throw line, which is atrocious, that is just terrible.
Yeah,
it's hard for you to win a game because that's 16 points you're leaving on the board right there. And then on top of that, the Knicks only hit 12 threes. The Mavericks hit 16 threes. So the Mavericks hit 4 more threes on top of all the missed free throws that the Knicks had. So when I look at the stats, I really have no idea how the Knicks won this game. But credit to the Knicks. They kept fighting. They kept clawing. And that's how they got the win. They just didn't give up in the game, and they really fought on the defensive side of the ball. But overall, though, Yeah, they can't shoot free throws like this. 54% from the free throw line. Nah, like the Knicks have to do better. There were guys that had good games. Like for example, let me go to the stats real quick. I think Brunson 28 points, 11-23 shooting from the field, not too bad. Mikal Bridges had a pretty good game overall as well. Karl-Anthony Towns, despite this bad shooting, 18 and 14 and 6. But I think out of all the players tonight, I was probably most impressed with two players, Shaman and Josh Hart, because Shaman with the two big threes late in the game, and Josh Hart, I felt like he really stepped up, especially in that third quarter, where he hit a couple of threes, and his play was really good in that third quarter that helped the Knicks build a bit of a lead before it evaporated. But besides that, like, ugly win, but I'll take it. The Knicks need a win on the road, so it is what it is.
Yeah. I've been noticing a pattern about these wins or about these games in general. When we don't shoot well, what's usually keeping us in these games are our offensive rebounding. Even in the beginning of the season, when we're like, damn, we're getting all these open shots, we're not making them. We won these first two games. It was because of the reboundings. All right. The Knicks are, despite having, not playing great defense, they have they're 16th in defensive rating. They're top 6 in rebounds and top 3 in offensive rebounds. And we're getting it from everywhere. It wasn't even just Mitch. Like at halftime, Jordan Clarkson had 3 offensive rebounds. Mitch had 2 offensive rebounds. The whole team has been kind of sputtering with like 1 rebound here, 1 rebound there. We had 10 offensive rebounds in the first half alone. And those hustle plays like that have been keeping us in the game despite our lack of execution. So I mean, that's one thing that we kept from that Tibbs era that we kind of rolled over from last year. This year is the offensive rebounding, and it's kept us in the games, and it's again kept us in the game again today. B, I want to get your thoughts on the game, though. I know you have a lot to say.
Always. Almost doesn't count. So we did come through. So I don't want to say that we almost won. We did win. So shout out to that. We needed that road win to get this road streak started. Because just as much as you need the win, home court advantage, you do got to get some games on the road. Not every game is going to be at home, in playoff appearances. So I'm glad we finally got that started against the Dallas Mavericks team that yes, a lot of people probably felt that we should have just ran through, but I don't take any team in the NBA lightly on any given day. These are NBA players. They come to show up, especially against the Knicks. You guys should know this by now. When people see a Knicks jersey on, they come like and they're going to play acting like they play anywhere at MSG. So I'm not shocked that the Dallas Mavericks showed up against us. Every team does that. However, I just got to disagree a little bit, Ryan. I don't think anybody had a good game today besides Jalen Brunson. I think people had good moments in the game that paid off in the end. Because Mikal again started off hot and then disappeared again in the second half, which is very frustrating when you're starting off a game 4 for 4 from the field. Karl-Anthony Towns started again, taking some shots that again, I'm glad that he ended the game though, driving back to the basket, understanding that these guys can't mess with you down there. Gaffer got another poster there. He Lively cannot guard Karl-Anthony Towns. And I'm glad he understood that. Stop settling for those 3-pointers. They wasn't needed to get into the paint. Shaman started off a little rusty, but came through clutch in the end with those threes. Miles McBride, I think he should have took his PTO today, but I'm glad he showed up around lunchtime and came and made an appearance. Jalen Clarkson too. Jordan Clarkson, excuse me. He had some moments where just a little rusty. So I don't think anybody overall had a great game besides Jalen Brunson. Welcome back, by the way. I think they had good moments that then leaded us to wind up eventually winning the game. Because again, if someone outside of Jalen Brunson was consistent throughout the game, wouldn't even be where we got to the point where almost a call determined if this game we were gonna win this game or not. I can't emphasize the basics enough as a coach again. Free throws, Jesus Christ. They will make or break a game. I can't keep saying refs. Refs are going to be refs. They're going to be some good calls. They're human at the end of the day. They're going to be good calls. They're going to be bad calls. But we can't ever leave the game into their hands because if you miss, like Ryan said, 19 for 35, it's not even 19 for 30. We're 19 for 35, shooting 54%. That is terrible. That's atrocious from the free throw line. So on top of that, shooting 12 for 42 from the 3-point line. You can't leave anything in the hands where, thank God, Brandon Williams hooked that arm because, again, if you watch it, he clearly hooked him.
Yeah.
That's an offensive foul. And shout out to Shaman. I believe it was Shaman who made that stop there, right? For
Sure
being
did.
there, for hustling back, because I can't give Brandon, his little bit of points. He hustled down to get that basket. He flew down that court in a matter of seconds. And shout out to Shaman for keeping up with him to get that call. So again, I just, like you said, I'm glad that we didn't give up, because there were times where it was a little frustrating, but I can't complain about the effort. The effort was there. It was just about the type of shots we were taking at times that we were questioning, and then the fact that we weren't making free throws that I was questioning. But there wasn't a time that I looked on the court, even Yabusele, shout out to Yabusele. There wasn't a time that I questioned. Yeah, there's not a time I question anyone's effort today. The effort was there. Sometimes you're gonna have games where you don't make some, but the effort, I believe, would always help you win a game, and that's why we came out with the dub today.
Yeah, I gotta push back. I got Jalen Brunson for sure. You had a good game. Josh Hart, man, I feel like there was a point. Josh Hart was having a decent game, but there was a point when Josh Hart flew into the stands and he took like some M&Ms and ate them. I feel like there was like the candy. I feel like the candy was like little
deal coming. By the way, he got another deal coming.
I feel like there was like little sensu beans or something, because all of a sudden he powered up. Third quarter, he hits a 3. He goes to the hole. He hits a floater. He's playing defense. He's a one-man fast break. I feel like that third quarter, it was like Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart were just taking turns punching him in the mouth in the third quarter. I thought he was gonna run away with the game in the third quarter. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Lucky it wasn't Mike and Ike's.
Yeah. Yeah, and then even you talking about the bad 3-point shooting. You know who had a good 3-point shooting game?
Josh Hart.
Yo, he did.
Yeah, 3 or 4 from 3-point line. Yeah. He had double with 5 assists. Yeah, Josh Hart had a good game. Josh Hart had a good game.
The steal in the block.
The steal in the block. So
no, you're right. Josh had a decent game. He had a decent game.
Yeah, Sham it now. Sham. He had a Sham wow moments, but I don't know. I almost traded him. When he missed those 2 free throws, I was like, ooh.
Seriously.
I almost traded my man's, but he redeemed himself. Kamehameha wave? What's going on, right? Okay. Yo, welcome to the program.
He literally went from the arena straight to his thing. That's why he orbited in.
Teleportation. That's right.
It's a transmission.
There you go.
I had to take Dwight Powell's private helicopter drop me off on top of the roof of my apartment. You know what I mean? Coming in VIP style. What can I say? KOT family, what's going on, baby? Let's go.
First of all, Lee, congratulations. The curse is over.
The curse is gone.
Yeah, you officially went to a Dallas Mavericks game and witnessed the win for the first time since you've been on this KOT program.
What a feeling. I think this is my first Knick Dallas win in the Jalen Brunson era, which is an amazing feeling. Because usually I'm so loud and so obnoxious. Y'all know this. I'm gonna tell anyone here.
Really?
I get booed and threatened. People are like, entire sections of crowds are like, go home, Knicks suck. But not tonight. Tonight, I was the one throwing the middle fingers and verbal jabs and every single bum Mav fan I saw walking up the stairs. And you know what? There were plenty of Knick fans. Let me tell you, that Knick contingency in DFW is strong. Most importantly, my man Phil Porto, who came through clutch, doing man on the street interviews. That content will be up, as well as passing out hella stickers to everyone to get people subscribed to the KOT show. He was doing major work on the ground with his camera, mic, and stickers in hand, making sure that all the Knick fans there were knowing about our channel and our show and his show. So major shout out to Phil Porto. Also great to see all my Knick fans in Dallas. I'm talking about Kara, Miss Nitzanish, Beloved. Yo, my pops was there hanging out with everybody. It was an amazing time. Had to see so many friends that I've known on Twitter in real life. It was a hell of a party, and we got that dub. Most importantly, we got that dub for my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Pops.
Okay, happy birthday,
Pops.
Absolutely. Well, what are your thoughts again? We talked about the free throws disparity. We talked about Josh Hart. We talked about Landry Shamet. Shoot, I want to give Leonard a few props too. Still, like, even though it pissed me off, he missed those free throws. I thought defensively, he just freaking fights. Like even when he's not hitting shots, he's so scrappy. His hands are always active. He's always in the right spots. I don't think I've seen him ever miss a rotation this season yet. It's just sometimes his size gets in the way sometimes where people shoot over him once he gets in the paint. But like if he keeps you on the perimeter, it's hell. It's hell. And that last call is kind of proof of that, where he had to hook him to get past him and to get that and run. And Lee, I want to get your thoughts, Lee, because correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't you there for the game where Luka got the rebound and wins the game at the last second? And then you're sitting there, you're talking smack, right? You're talking smack. You see, you already see Brandon Williams driving to the hole. The whistle blows. You think it's an and one. Your heart drops. And all of a sudden, you realize, wait a minute, it's an offensive foul and not a defensive foul. Take me through your thought process as a Knicks fan, going, "Oh my God, here we go again." And then all of a sudden, it's not exactly what you think it is.
That the Luka game, everyone's in Endgame, the Avengers. When Captain America's by himself and he tightens up his shield and he's staring in front of him is Thanos and his entire army. And before Stan Wilson says on your left, and it's just Cap, that's how I felt in that Luka game because the Avengers never came. It was just me and my dad, and everyone was trying to beat my ass that game. Absolutely, because I was acting a total fool, man. But this game was completely different. This game, when I thought I was sitting on the opposite end, so I couldn't see exactly what was happening because everyone was staying up. And when the whistle was called and the basket was made, there's just my dad and I just looked at each other and we were like, "Here we go again." Our family had this weird like ESP thing where sometimes we kind of like get the same thing. We can read each other's minds. And me and my dad just looked at each other like, another year being a Knicks fan. This is what it's like coming to American Airlines Center and watching us in some Mavs. And then when we realized the call had been the call had been changed for that hook and it ended up being an offensive call and we won the game, there was about a 2 to 3 minute lag where we just kind of stood there in awe and we were like, wow, this is what it feels like to win in this building. It's been almost a decade since I've had that sensation, and it was pandemonium. From the moment I got up the stairs and out into the arena, no one was louder than me. I was chanting "Let's go Knicks," high-fiving, passing out stickers. It was euphoria. It's the type of thing you always want to feel as a fan. And here's the thing, y'all. Like MSG is not my. I've never seen a game in MSG. I've only been in the building once in my life. I've never watched the Knicks at MSG. This is all I have. All I have is American Airlines, or if I travel, but this is it. Me and my pops in the building watching our team once a year. That's all I get. So I need this win for my sanity, but also to make sure in my mind that when we win this chip, I didn't say I saw that team live the year we won a chip. And I believe this is that year. So this is a very important moment, man. It was what a game, too. Both teams played like ass, and it came absolutely down the wire.
Absolutely.
You know how they say Disney's a magical place? You got to get to MSG. It's a magical place.
I know. Definitely got to watch the Knicks game at MSG.
It's different.
It's different, especially the way they redid it with the screens and even if you get bad seats, there's still good seats. The way they did it.
And if I go to MSG, I gotta have my main man Jay Ellis in the building with me. I gotta watch a game with you, brother. I want to do it this season before the season ends. I'm gonna try my best.
All right, that's what's up. All right, yo, let's get back to this game and some standouts. We can talk about a lot. You mentioned Yabusele. Listen, we was on this program. We went on a little bit of rant about how you need to play more people, Mike Brown, and we was tight that Diawara played 1 minute in 20 seconds. I think he played 1 minute and 50 seconds today. So
like 20 more seconds.
20 more seconds. Yeah. So we trending up. We trending up. He did play somebody else more minutes though. Is not the person that I wanted necessarily, but he did play somebody more minutes, and it's a person that makes sense. Yabusele had a stretch of 17 minutes. This is his longest stint as the Knick. Actually positive. He had like one of the highest plus minuses on the team. Really looking at him, this is the quickest he's looked with his big body on running up and down the court. I feel like the BBL was moving today. Pause. Hey yo. All right. Like I felt like the rotations were a lot better. He was a lot quicker.
Yes.
He seemed way more aware. I don't know if he got put on a little diet or something beforehand, but he just seemed a lot more comfortable. Even though he missed his open threes, I just seemed like the spots where he was supposed to be on the floor, he was just there today. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on Yabusele.
I'll go first. I think the reason for that is because Dallas is also a very unathletic team. Outside of Derek Lively and Max Christie, they don't really have any like superior athletes on their roster. Cooper Flatten, notwithstanding, he didn't play tonight, but he was. Gerson was guarding PJ Washington and Najee Marshall on most possessions. Neither of them are hyper athletic players, especially Najee Marshall, who's actually, for some reason, Knicks fans want someone who shoots as bad as Josh Hart and dribbles at OG Anunoby. He's a good playmaker. You know, he's a really solid passer, but why do you want two Josh Harts? It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways,
right.
But guarding him gave him someone that wasn't going to get him off the dribble or spin him in a missed rotation or attack him at the rim. He didn't have to be a rim protector. He could really just keep his man in front of him. And if they switch of a ball screen, anyone that's on top of him outside of Max Christie, he can hold him. And he did. So he had that benefit of playing a team that didn't have a lot of athletes and guys with really quick first steps besides D'Angelo Russell. But D'Angelo Russell, man, talk about a guy whose scoring comes outside the flow of the offense. Watching him live, man, it's a horror show, bro. He's one of my least favorite players to watch live. I always worry about him and Karl-Anthony Towns being so close. I was like, please don't come to the Knicks. I hate his game, and so do Mav fans. They hated D'Angelo Russell the same way they hated Tim Hardaway Jr.
I agree, man. Every time the Knicks fans like, "Oh, we should trade for D'Lo," I would throw something at him. Every single time, I was like, "No."
On defense, even worse. Atrocious.
Nah, disgusting. But I think that's pretty accurate of Yabusele breakdown. I don't know if anybody else has anything to add, but I can talk about the other players on the team as well.
He just looks comfortable. I think the first couple games, I think confidence is important to instill in your players. And I think that because of the lack of minutes, he didn't seem so confident. And now you can see slowly he's getting it due to the availability to the minutes, that he's just starting to just play his game. And one thing about Yabusele, his game is energy. If you watched him in the Olympics, if you watched him in his career, he comes off the bench. And yes, we would like for him to hit these threes. Yes, we would like for him to get these blocks. He did get a block, by the way. But yes, we would like for him to do all these things. But most importantly, he's just a guy who's going to give effort. And I think he started that. Of course, Josh Hart is always going to be Josh Hart. He's our battery. But I liked when he came off and he just didn't stop. He didn't stop. Even if he was sometimes getting the foul or if he was sometimes not missing the shot, I just like the fact that he just always keeps going. And I think Yabusele, if someone's listening for you, just keep playing your game. Don't listen to the outside noise. Just keep playing your game. It will come. We will have a Yabusele game coming soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna add a couple things. I do feel like after tonight's game, Yabusele did play himself into earning more minutes on the Mike Brown, and hopefully next game against the Magic, although the Magic is a bigger team and more athletic team, I do think he does deserve some minutes in that game just to test him out and see how he's going to fare against the Magic on Saturday. But yeah, he had a good game tonight. Shooting wasn't good, missed a lot of shots, but besides that, his defensive effort was good, and you have to give him his credit.
Absolutely. And there's other people who I felt like had a good game too. But not even good game, but good moments, as B would say. And we complained about the system sometimes where we're taking too many threes and they're shooting ourselves out the game. And we had a discussion here about, what happens when we're missing these threes and they're clogging the paint. We need to go to the mid-range. And Mikal, to me, in the first half, answered the bell and was getting to the mid-range. At one point, he was shooting 72% from the field, and it was all on pull-up middies. And I feel like with OG out too defensively, he's kind of taken a tick up a little bit, getting multiple blocks a game and multiple steals a game. I was looking for him to take over a little bit in the fourth quarter. I think Mike Brown might have been too because of his comments in the last post game. He didn't necessarily take over, but at least he took a damn shot this time. It hit like a crucial corner three. But I think something that stabilized us in that first half was missing was Mikal Bridges kind of taking the reins. He's like, you know what, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive going to the hole and getting these mid-range.
There's three players that I was so happy to see in person that gave me a new respect for each. Mitchell Robinson is giant. Like Derek Lively's a very big player, and Mitchell Robinson lit bigger than him. I don't know what their heights comparisons are. Lively could even be taller, but in person, Mitchell Robinson is an astounding giant of a man, and he played like tonight on the boards. He was unstoppable. Rebound. We really destroyed them on the boards. I thought I kept us in a game and eventually won us a game. Number two, Josh Hart. Watching him live kind of gave me a new perspective of him. I think he was my MVP. I don't know who you guys picked, but to me, Josh Hart was absolutely the best player tonight. And watching the effort that he gives in person, shout out Dwight Powell, bro. These seats you gave me, these were like the family and friend seats. I was sitting next to people's girlfriends and side pieces. It was unbelievable, bro. I couldn't believe where I was sitting. Josh Hart is so amazing to watch in person. It kind of made me step back and say, maybe I shouldn't always put him in trade scenarios. He's kind of the one I'm always like, if we have to get rid of somebody, get rid of Josh Hart. He's a championship piece, without a doubt. Watching it with my own two eyes in person, damn, I'm so happy we have him at the contract we have him on. Lastly, seeing him in person, this is the first time I've seen Mikal Bridges in person. He is a superstar in bunches. Like, he's not always a superstar. In some game, the last game, he didn't shoot at all in the fourth quarter. Tonight, when he was on offense, no one on Dallas could stop him.
Yeah.
They tried to switch. They tried to put Lively on him. Lively got cooked. Gafford got cooked. PJ got cut. Najee got cut. Bridges, his ball control, his handling pause, his ability that not the mid-range. It's like the mid-range fadeaway, knowing when to fade away, knowing when you have that first step to get to the hoop, knowing when to draw the foul. His IQ is to the roof. And watching with my own two eyes in person, I just see how smart he is on both ends. He's also a huge stabilizing force this year. I don't know if he was like this to y'all last year, communication-wise and leadership, but what the cameras don't show, he's constantly talking to his teammates. He's constantly giving words of encouragement. He's constantly shouting on defense and calling out what the opposing team is doing. I gained a whole new respect for Bridges' IQ and his superstar ability in certain moments. He's not Brunson or Cat, but he can be a superstar in a stretch for 4 or 5 possessions. Nobody can guard him. And they'll try double and blitz. It don't matter. He's going to get whatever he wants. And that fadeaway midi is the most unstoppable shot the Knicks have in their complete arsenal. Even better than anything Bridges or Brunson has is a one single shot. That midi will win us a championship. I truly believe it.
I did have the privilege of seeing Mikal in Brooklyn. That's why, again, when we did obtain him, I was always F those picks because I saw he played like a superstar in Brooklyn. So I was really excited to see him. By the way, to answer your question, Lively is just an inch taller than Mitch. So the fact that he looks a little bit bigger is crazy.
Grown man strength.
Yeah, that I do wonder where the lack of shots are coming from Mikal at the second half when he keeps starting off the game really hot. I wonder where that's coming from. I wonder if he's trying to just get other people in the groove, and he's more worried on the defensive end because Najee Marshall was having himself a night, and then he eventually slowed down, which I couldn't remember who was guarding Najee or if we were in a zone. If you could clarify that for me, Lee, you're really good at that.
Yeah, so we were in a zone a lot of a game tonight.
I thought so. Okay, because I kept seeing Najee being wide open because we were so focused on where the ball was. So
it stopped after Matt Christie got hot, and then we went back to it in the fourth quarter.
Okay, that makes sense. But I think his focus is always defensively first from what I see from the TV.
Yeah.
But you're right. When you do go to games, if you haven't got to any game in any NBA, seeing them live is much more different from seeing them on TV. Yes, it's such a different experience. So I'm glad you got to see that because, yes, I did have the blessing opportunity to see the Knicks a few times. And it is really cool to see some of these guys in person. But just to of course, Mikal is my favorite Knick right now. And I think with OG out, we can start to get him into the All-Star game this year. At this point. And again, I don't know why it hasn't been, why he's not in the conversation for being all defensive, all NBA.
Yeah. I think go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is that with Mikal Bridges, I think what people forget sometimes is that he's coming from a Nets team where he had to facilitate a lot and where he had to score a lot. So it's not like Mikal Bridges is some role player that the Knicks gave up 5 picks for to come to the Knicks. Like, Mikal Bridges was a legit baller with the Nets. It's just that he had to take a step back because the Knicks have Brunson, the Knicks have Cat. So, of course, he's not going to be, the main cog or whatever the case may be like he was in Brooklyn. But like Lee said, if, in a small stretch, like 4 or 5 possessions, like he can get you buckets, whether it's in the mid-range, whether it's the 3 ball, whether it's driving to the basket. Like, he's a very good player and he's one of those guys that I stated at early in the season where the Knicks have 5, 6 guys that can get 20 plus points in a game at any given moment. Mikal Bridges is one of those guys. So, him playing like this is no surprise.
You know what? When I remember last season, the season before last season, when we was talking about potential trades, and I was like, well, the Mikal Bridges came up a lot. And I was just like, to me, he felt like the perfect piece because I feel like he doesn't have the ego. But he has the ability to be a star, but also the ability to role player. And that's kind of what you need with a person like Brunson and Cat or whoever on your team. Someone who can kind of be interchangeable. I can take over the game and I can be the role player. And so it's like sometimes it's funny because sometimes my two favorite players of people who don't realize is Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges. Those are my two favorite players. And then I kind of fight with like Mitch as my third. And it's funny because I know I've been going between. Sometimes it's OG. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I like OG too. But it's Mikal's personality that I feel like I like about Mikal.
Virgos.
Right. Oh, is he a Virgo? Oh. But like the thing that frustrates me about Mikal is the passiveness sometimes at the wrong moments where I just like I'm like, yo, like Lisa's like, I see it in you, man. Like I see the takeover. I see the gene in you where I feel like you should be the facto guy when we need to be. And sometimes you're the first. And I'm just like, I feel like your pet move in the mid-range is one of the most unstoppable moves we have on the team outside of Jalen Brunson. Yeah. But like you just don't go to it when we need to, or don't take initiative when you need to, and it like frustrates me sometimes. So I feel like I want it more than him sometimes, but I also feel like he has the most natural ability outside of Brunson and Cat. Then it's like Mikal. Yeah. But it's like when you're an NBA team and you want to win a championship, and they're double teaming Brunson or whatever. Yes, you can go to Cat, but I also kind of feel like you need a wing who could say, "Give me the damn ball and let me score." And I feel like Mikal has the ability, although sometimes I feel like OG takes more initiative sometimes. But I feel like Mikal has the more natural ability to do it. It's interesting.
I'm glad we keep talking about championship because a lot of people seem to forget every time he was on a contender, because he either was on a contender or a really shitty team. And when he was on a shitty team, what you have to do to show that you're a superstar is go off. If not, you have to play your role on a contender. And if he's the perfect person to, again, like you said, play beside a Cat and Jalen. A lot of people seem to forget you can't have 3 or 4 Jalens. There's only one basketball and there's only but so many minutes in a game. And if there's a lot of players that a lot of you always wonder, like, why are they not in the league anymore? Or why it's not necessarily talent sometimes, it's because they don't know how to play their role. Mm-hmm. And this is why people like Mikal fit perfectly on championship contenders, because the same thing in Phoenix, they had Devin Booker. I can't remember off the top of my head who else they had. They had Chris Paul. They had people that were who was on that team again?
DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson.
DeAndre Ayton, yes. They had people who were a little bit just those guys offensively where he wasn't needed to be the offensive guy. However, he showed in Brooklyn, if you need me, you got me. So I think a lot of people seem to forget that roles are important, and I'm glad that Mikal is the perfect fit for this because, again, like you said, if Karl was, God forbid, was to go down, Jalen was to go down, I don't think we have any problem with Mikal being the number one guy.
That's a hot fire take. I agree 100%. I think what Mikal has difficulty adjusting to, which is strange because he played college ball with him, is when Brunson's in the game. That's where I think the deference is very heavy, and he doesn't know when to pitch his shots. But when Brunson's sitting and he's sharing the court with Deuce and Clarkson or any other combination of guards, this is going to sound crazy. And chat, blow me up. Any of y'all, roast me. He was at a point guard to me sometimes.
He's having to look at point guard this season. It's not.
He could be a point guard. Like he's that. What I saw tonight, I just saw things very differently in live. Because again, I don't get to watch my Knicks live. I watch a lot of other teams playing the Mavs. The Knicks only once a year. So Bridges to me, I was like, he's our second best point guard on the team. His dribble is so tight. I think that's one of the reasons why he was a target for Leon Rose, besides the Villanova connection, the best friends and all that power of friendship, is because he can be that initiator. I just think, and Phil has a great point. I think Tibbs really scaled that back. Not like, oh, Bridges, you can't do this, but he trusted Brunson with the ball and nobody else. And I think he wanted Bridges to be more of an off-ball threat, catch and shoot. That we'll run a couple plays for you to be that third option within a set. But Bridges and Mike Brown's already putting the ball in his hands and trusting him to be the initiator and playmaker in the minutes of Brunson sits, so that Hart's induced to be more catch and shoot and the secondary options. But Bridges, that snake dribble, that little like weave within traffic to be able to find his space and then back step and then fade away. I'm like, damn, that's an unstoppable shot. I watched every Mav try to guard him. I watched 2 Mavs try to guard him, and I walked away saying, after Brunson this game, he looked the second most unstoppable. To me, he had flashes of all-star, all-NBA potential. It's just he's not the type of guy who can do it the whole season, right? But in the playoffs, he can do it for a whole series. So that's why I'm like, all right, this is a guy you keep to win that chip with as a third option.
You know what? Like, when he was in Brooklyn, he had like a lot of like pick and roll reads. Like that was his thing when he was in Brooklyn. Like they were saying he was getting a lot of pick and roll reps. And, he was getting a lot of pick and roll reads. So that's why he reads like a point guard, because he's been playing a lot of lead guard in Brooklyn. And Phil, like you're partially right when it comes to the Tibbs thing. Like Tibbs didn't give him the ball enough. Like I feel like he did it in spurts last season, but it's kind of like more consistent in a definite role this season. But it's like even in Brooklyn, there was a time when like they thought he was gonna be the man, and then he was deferring to Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's still kind of in him to defer, even when he was supposed to be the man in Brooklyn. So it's like I feel like it's part his personality and in part like Tibbs last year, and you're getting a new role. It's like it's you have to push him, is what I'm saying. It doesn't come naturally to be like I'm taking over the game. You have to push him. So sometimes I feel like we just kind of have to push him sometimes, because like though you have natural talent. But yeah, I didn't even realize we was gonna go on Mikal Bridges breakdown.
6 assists, by the way, 6 assists. Let's add that there. Here's 6 assists there.
6 assists, man. He's been the point guard. He's been the point guard outside of Jalen Brunson. He just has been. Somebody else want to talk about Karl-Anthony Towns, who both frustrated me and actually I tip my hat to him at certain points, because I felt like I was watching a carbon copy of Karl-Anthony Towns versus the Heat during the first half of basketball, when we were chucking up threes and we were chucking up the chill threes, and it gets to like the 5th, the 6th three, and it's still not dropping. I'm just like, dude, you gotta like switch up the flow a little bit, like like go to the hole. And then I feel like the 3rd, 4th quarter, it was like head fake, go to the hole, head fake, go to the hole. It was like, and he kept going to the line. And he was missing mad free throws, but at least I felt like the process was different from the game before, where it's like, okay, you learn from the damn mistakes, because the chucking up the threes was getting a little bit frustrating to me. So yeah, that's all. What do you guys have to say about that?
He was infuriating. He was the most frustrating player to watch tonight, live and direct. It doesn't make me like them any less, but I feel like that the Mavs knew his worst tendencies and they steamed for it. They crowded the paint and let him try to do his best to not have an offensive foul. And most of the time he either did or they caused him to miss the shot. And I did not like the process of his shot selection tonight. I'm not saying that you did, but it was I just moaned and groaned every time that he would just like either chuck these like really far back 3-point shots or just drive straight to the hoop after a first quarter that I thought was really well orchestrated. Again, stationary at the elbow, feet planted, finding cutters, or put the drip ball on the floor and get to the hoop with one man in front of him. Not when the defense is, either playing a zone or crowding in the paint and creating a wall for him to drive the traffic, but a single man, single coverage that he can beat off a dribble. A lot of times it was Najee in that first quarter and PJ, guys he can easily overpower with his strength. After that, he moved away from that. And this is where I'm like, Mike Brown, bro, you got to really put your foot down and be like, listen, Cat, or Rick Brunson, someone, whoever's in charge of like the cat steaming, get him back on that elbow and get him operating as a hub. And, a lot of a delay action where they want to get something going quick, or they take their time doing that dribble handoff, or they're setting a screen for that initial action. They're not being super rushed with it. That usually happens with Cat on the floor. Let's keep that consistent in the 3rd and 4th quarters when the Mavs start making their run. We don't have to rush all these offensive sets and try to get quickly into this motion. Let's let Cat get in his position on the elbow, not have to start from behind the 3-point line or start in the corner. Let's let him start on that elbow action and just do the simple handoff, get the ball back, and then make the choice. Am I going to find the cutter with one hand, or am I going to put the ball on the floor and drive? And he did that in the first quarter. That's what's so frustrating. The first quarter, he did all this, and then they moved away from it, and it was either chuck the three, 10 feet behind the line, or drive with your head down and say, bruh, man, watch DeMarcus Cousins tape. Please. Your game, your size, it mirrors. Cousins was so good on 2 feet stationary. Now, defensively, you both had your qualms, but the guy had touch, and a lot of his passes, those Yao Ming really high, drop passes, where it's not chest to chest or eye to eye. You're passing down to somebody because you're using your height the right way, and you're stationary. Get still. Be like water, right? And flow with the offense is getting, and flow with your 4 teammates. Don't try to push the issue because it's starting to lead to a foul. Bro, he's got to average 4 fouls, man. Anyways, he's super frustrated. Me and my dad were both really frustrated with Cat, and everyone around us was like, after all that, I heard that like 100 times. After all that, I was like, bro, enough with this. And I get it. He's also dunking all over y'all too. So every time he dunked, I was like, after all that. I was taking it and I was giving it pause. But Karl-Anthony Towns, man, just get on the elbow, bro. Be a hub. The first 3 plays of a quarter, just be stationary. Don't try to force the issue.
I did see somebody who made a comment about, is Giannis available? We're not trading Karl-Anthony Towns. Stop putting Karl-Anthony Towns in the trade package for Giannis, please, and thank
Especially
you.
not this season.
We already can't shoot the 3, as you can see. I don't need anybody else who cannot shoot a 3 ball.
That's a good point.
But no, Karl-Anthony Towns is a player that frustrates all of us for the sole fact that I don't know if he's aware of who he is sometimes. Like, he started off the game dunking on somebody, then you go shoot some 3-pointers. Like, keep taking it to him. So, like you said, you always point out that post. He has to work that and just keep doing that. I don't have anything against Karl Towns. He's shown me time. There hasn't been time he hasn't shut me up, from the Detroit series to multiple games this season, coming back after the bad Milwaukee game. I don't know how many times he had to shut you guys up to stop putting him into trade packages. He's a winner. And he wasn't here to be the number 1 option. He just has, and if he has to, he has shown he will step up. He came to play besides Jalen Brunson. That's what we got Karl-Anthony Towns for, and that's what he has been continuously doing. Because outside of the bad shooting night, he had 14 rebounds. He rebounds. A lot of people seem to forget that. Mitch gets a lot of the credit because when Mitch does it, he does it so efficiently and he does it so wow. But Karl-Anthony Towns rebounds, and he has. By the way, I heard someone on the thing say today, he is tied right now with Jokic for double doubles this season. He's going to get you a double-double. And he had 6 assists. And he also had a steal. I don't know if you guys saw that towards the end of the game. That was very vital.
Yeah.
So his defense is a lot better this season. And I always say, all you got to ask your players is to do better. There's sometimes we want the home run, but base hits are important. Doubles are important. Triples are important. Yes, we want grand slams, but you can't get a grand slam without getting the first 3 bases loaded. So Karl-Anthony is that guy. He will get you that single sometimes. He's not going to probably get you the home run. He's probably not going to get you the double or the triple, but he will get you a single every now and then. So I'm not against anything Karl does. Some shots they miss, sometimes they fall. And shooters are going to shoot. He's one of the best big man shooters, so I'm not shocked that he's shooting the ball. But I would like for him to just keep dominating in that post. There is not the fact that Lively can't even guard you, and he's probably one of the best rim protectors right now. Yeah. Says a lot. I know you're gonna have fun against the PJ Washingtons, you're gonna have fun against the Gaffers, but I'm not gonna discredit Lively, and he played Lively like a fool every time he went into that paint.
First and foremost, that was an elite baseball analogy that we use to describe Karl-Anthony Towns. First and foremost, but to be honest, in this game, the threes that Karl-Anthony Towns took, I didn't have an issue with most of them because I felt like most of them he was open on most of the threes that he took. I didn't have an issue with the threes that he took today, not compared to last game where he just kept chucking them and he was just missing like crazy. I think 6 threes is reasonable for Karl-Anthony Towns and to take in the game. So I didn't really have an issue with his 3-point shot per se, but Karl-Anthony Towns is one of those players that at times he frustrates you, at times he'll have monster games as well. So it's just one of those things where it's like, you just have to take the good with the bad with Karl-Anthony Towns. But in this game, I think more than anything, I just like this passing in the first half. His passing was really good in the first half, getting other people involved and getting other guys easy shots. So I do agree with the lead that, sometimes you just need to operate within the elbow, stay stationary, feed other guys when they come into the basket. If he can incorporate that more into his game at times, that'll be really good. But overall, I didn't have a huge issue with Karl-Anthony Towns today.
The only pushback that I have on the 3-point shooting is that when he did shoot in the fourth quarter, for some reason he chose to do it at the time when the Mavs had their worst offensive lineup on the court, which was a combination of Brandon Williams, Christie, Gafford, Najee, and Lively, which is like almost no shooting outside of Max Christie. And that those threes led to transition points for the Mavs. And that there was like 4 sequences in a row where the only time they scored was in transition off of a bad miss, either a bad 3 or a long 2, and they got back in the game and they made it close. Now it's like this is an opportunity to play a zone on defense, let them shoot Brits and us get those long rebounds and get out in transition. Instead, we were given those opportunities. To me, that's when that lineup's out there, Towns shouldn't have been shooting threes. That's when he should have been going to the rack. Don't let them try to get an easy rebound and leak out and get an easy transition, because that team can't shoot. They're one of the worst shooting teams in the NBA, especially with AD out. So to me, that's the only pushback I have, is that 6 shots is probably about average for Towns, I'm guessing. Maybe he's like 4 or 5 a game, but it's when they happen in that fourth quarter that I thought gave them the momentum to keep it really tight in crunch time.
Cat is always going to be one of the most polarizing players on this Knicks. And it's funny, I tweeted out, is it me or is Cat having a good defensive season? I tweeted that out like game 5 or something, and then he started to play really bad with these offensive fouls, and so now I don't even tweet it out anymore. I just think it in my head because I feel like I'm jinxed. I feel like I'm jinxed. I was like, I ain't going to shut up. But y'all have mentioned it twice since I've mentioned it, so I almost feel like safe to say it again. Like, I feel like defensively he's been better than last season. And to me, that's always been one of the biggest cons with him is his defense. The other part has to be the decision making sometimes. The fouling, the offensive fouling, the defensive fouling, the turnovers. He starts to tighten that up, then we can be good. But I'm liking. It's funny enough. It's like we haven't seen the best Karl-Anthony Towns yet so far. Like we've seen him rebound, we've seen the defense, but he's known as the best shooting big man in the league, and his shooting numbers this season have been below his career average. I don't know him off the top of my head, but I know I think we were shooting 30-something% from 3 right now. I don't know if I can look it up right now. So I'm still kind of waiting for the elite big man shooting to show up to go with the defense. And hopefully once we get there, we won't have certain games like this, because like we should have been blowing these guys out the water. I'm sorry, like the fact that we took this to the wire, and I had a PTSD moment where I saw Luka in my nightmares coming back to beat us down up 2 again. I was like, nah, this is not happening again. Nah, this is not happening again. This is happening again. Oh my God, we just lost the game. Oh wait, no, we still won. Thank God. Like the fact that I went through all those emotions in the span of 10 seconds was stressing me the hell out. But I think if we have the shooting Cat that we had before, like, because it wasn't even just the shooting, it was the free throws. Like, how many free throws did he miss?
Yeah,
he was 5 for 9. Yeah. By the way, he's shooting. He usually shoots above over 50% or around 50. He's shooting 42, which is a extreme career low. I don't see anything. The lowest before that was like 49%. So that's terrible. And from the 3-point, he's shooting 31, and he's typically around the 40 mark. So he's shooting very poorly this year. Yes, I don't want to defend my boy too again. It's a new system. I
didn't say. Listen, I didn't say this is going to be his season per se. I'm just pointing out, like, we haven't seen the shooting Cat that we've known him to be for his entire career. I expect it to show up because, like, that's who he's been his entire career. If anything, I'm gonna see if the defense keeps up his this whole season, because that's something I haven't seen his entire career. But I hope he turns that up, and I think he will, for sure.
Yeah, I think eventually, sooner or later, it's gonna come back to, like averages always, kind of like balance out throughout the season. So I'm thinking that as the season goes on, he's gonna get to that hot streak where he's actually knocking down those threes and knocking in his shots more often.
Absolutely. One thing I also want to bring up, a concern that's been a theme. Shoot, I actually don't even have my graphic loaded up. I should have loaded up this graphic. The 3-point defense has been a consistent problem this season. The Knicks have been pretty good defending the paint, but we have not been good when it comes to the 3-point defense. I think we have been. The graphic that I made before was like we were 22nd in the league in like opponents open 3 points, 22nd in the league in opponents 3-point percentage. And I think we were 28th in the league. And another stat when it comes to opponents 3-point percentage. I forgot off the top of my brain, but I'm just like, we've been pretty good in the paint, but we have to kind of clean that up. I'm not sure if we systematically we can, or like it seems. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys, let me know what you're seeing, or maybe from what I'm seeing, it seems like teams kind of pick on Brunson sometimes, and Brunson is not Brunson's fault, but it seems like either Brunson or even like a small guard, right? They'll take us to the paint, will inevitably help, and two things will either happen: we get a steal, right, and we go into fast break. But if we help and it leads to a wide open 3. And I feel like from what I'm seeing is these wide open 3s are kind of starting with let's attack a smaller guard and force help. And we haven't been able to like help and recover. And I think that's why we're getting killed on 3 points outside of transition sometimes. But I feel like that's been the biggest culprit. But I don't know. I just feel like we have a long way to go to clean that up. We have a team who's not. They shot 10 threes in the first half, and they're like bottom of the league in hitting 3-point shots. So if that's not a wake up call, I don't know what is.
It's kind of crazy because I think the way the Knicks defend, priority is always going to be defend the paint. But the issue is that when the opposing team drives into the paint and they crowd the paint, they leave all these guys open for 3. And a lot of times, sometimes it's not even, guys driving into the paint. Sometimes it's just guys, being too far off of their man. And like at times I see with Josh Hart sometimes, where Josh Hart will be guarding his man and he'll be at like the elbow, like within like near the free throw line. And he's leaving a lot of space to the man. And once all the team has to do is just pass the ball quickly, and all of a sudden it's an open 3 because Josh Hart has so much space that he has to cover. And it's not just Josh Hart; it's numerous players on the team. So not all. Teams will drive into the paint with the intention of, let's suck in the defense, and then we'll pass it out for the 3-point shot, and we'll get an open 3 that way. But a lot of times too, it's not even just penetrating to the paint. It's just that guys lean more towards the paint, and then because they lean more towards the paint, when teams pass the ball around, they can't recover in time because they're leaving so much space for them to recover. So I don't know if there's a tweak that they can do where it's like you don't give your guy that much space, kind of like have them kind of not so close to the paint, and have them in like that middle area where it's like, that mid-range area, have them stand there instead. And so they have the space to cover the 3-point line. But it's more than just penetration and drawing in the defense. When they guard their man, they always give too much space. They always lean more towards the paint rather than like being in that middle area where they have a chance to actually cover their man on the 3-point line and on the perimeter.
Facts.
I don't think with this current 9-man rotation, let's say fully healthy, hypothetically, when OG returns, we'll ever be good at guarding the 3. I just don't think this 9-man rotation currently. There's too many compromised players. Cat is compromised. Josh Hart is compromised. I agree with Ryan 100%. He's often caught in that not knowing who he's guarding or what should he hedge, should he stay on the perimeter, and he's constantly chasing down shooters. Who else? Jalen Brunson's compromised, and Yabusele is compromised. That's a lot of pressure on OG, Bridges, and Mitch to be top, and OG to be top form every game, all game. Until this rotation gets some type of tweak, whether it's a Yabu minutes or Deuce, it's more of a bigger role playing or starting, and Mitch is on the bench. We're never going to be a good team at defending at 3. The only way I think it happens is if Mitch is put to the bench and Deuce and Bride is in the starting lineup. That's the only way I see it. because Deuce is actually one of the better hedge and recover players on this team. He's better at closeouts on this team too. And having Mitch on the bench, I think, modifies and balances out the extended guard rotation that we have, all the undersized guys on the bench. I think having Mitch come off the bench helps that paring down and some of the overlap that we have in skill set. But until then, if we keep playing the way we are, starting Mitch and having these 4 guards off the bench, it will never improve, in my opinion. It will always be a weakness.
Yeah. All right. I found the graphic. All right. So Knicks opponent shooting. Opposition 3-point percentage is 38%. They shoot 38% from three. Are the opposition? That's 22nd in the league. They are also 22nd in the league in 3-point attempts and 28th in the league in opponents 3 points made at 15.2. So opponents hitting 15.2 threes against us is oof. It's I feel like we kind of just gonna be on some Denver Nuggets thing where it's like when we need to tighten up in late game situations, a la Landry Shamet gets a steal or something like that, then we tighten up, because I don't know if we can sustain this for a whole game. I think it's gonna be short spurts to get over the hump. The
biggest problem, in my opinion, is Josh Hart. I just got done celebrating Josh Hart, but Tom Thibodeau and Mike Brown are both over relying on him. Mike Brown has seemed to have a preference to close with him, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. But if guarding the three is a top issue, I have a huge problem with it. Because to me, he's the most compromised of the main rotation players at getting back and covering the perimeter. I saw him lost on multiple possessions, not sure he was guarding or his man already off ball running a curl and wide open in the other corner. I'm like, bro, now you got to run halfway on the other side of the court, or you stay where you are and double, but then there's an open man when no one else rotating. So come on, bro. So as long as he closes, I mean, listen, man, we're not going to improve unless Diawara is inserted into the starting lineup or Yabu is traded for someone who's a better perimeter defender at the 4 and the small ball 5. Otherwise, this is going to be a continuous problem throughout the season. We have to win in spite of it.
Yeah. And
which is why I apologize. Which is why I don't take any team for granted, because I see every team take advantage of that sole fact. A lot of the times I see the main person that I see a lot of the times who hustles so much that he often gets lost in it is Mitch Robinson. I see him a lot of the times being pulled out. So by the time he gets to the other side of this side, everything's already kind of shifted over, and boom, there's the other side open for a 3-pointer. And it's all because, yes, we have people like Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns and Yabusele and Josh Hart on the court. And I see a lot of people always come at Mikal and OG. How are we so bad defensively if we have OG and Mikal? Defense is a team sport. You can have someone like Mikal play a hell of a game and have 3 steals and 2 blocks, and still defense looks like shit looks like crap for the sole fact that there's 4 other guys on the court. The one guy cannot guard 4 people, let alone 5. He has to guard his man, if not 1 or 2, but Mikal can only be responsible but for so many people on the court. So that is why sometimes we are terrible defensively despite having a wing stop, guys. It's a team.
Yeah.
Team.
Clip that. Great take.
I feel you. And it's like, you know what? Shout out to Diawara, who had like a block today in a minute. Let's go, Diawara! 1 block.
You get a block, all right, get out the game.
Yeah, all right, nah, you did. Like, I'm convinced that he's like, all right, Diawara, you're getting 1 minute a game. Go. Like,
pretty much.
Cue up the Ryan rant. Come on.
Yeah.
Pretty much like, yo, let's see how much you can do in max 1 minute and 45 seconds. That's all you're gonna get.
That's
unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I think
2 minutes against Orlando. We're gonna get 2 minutes.
Wow, we that's the thing. Like, we need the length against Orlando, man. We really do. So I don't know how that's gonna hold up, but we need the length against Orlando. But I kind of feel like he treated him like he treated Mitch when Mitch was coming back. It's like, all right, Mitch, 3-minute spurts, go. come back. All right, come back. You did good. 3-minute spurts, go. So I kind of feel like that's what he's doing, and hopefully he increases his minutes after like a few games. But OG ain't gonna come back soon. He's gonna come back eventually. So I don't want to keep doing that, and he doesn't never get to like a 10-minute game. Like, I want to see him get like a 10-minute game. That's all I really want. I ain't asking for much, especially with these long teams coming in next.
I see a trend right now, and yeah, I see a trend right now. First game was a minute 20-something seconds. This game was a minute 45 seconds. So I think for the Magic game, we'll see him out there for 2 minutes.
Let's go.
25 seconds, he'll be out there for 2 minutes.
And we might actually see a minute in one quarter and a minute in another quarter, not just one quarter.
Exactly.
Exactly. Cue Missy Elliott 1 minute man. Let's go.
No, but I don't know. I know you were at the game, Lee, so you probably didn't hear it. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I can see why he relies on Josh Hart a lot. Mike Brown said that Josh Hart reminds him of Andre Iguodala, which I was like, I wish we had Andre Iguodala.
I wish.
But I can see where he relies on Josh a lot because I don't think he meant play style. I think he meant like the role. But still, I was like, yeah, no, we wish, but no offense to Josh Hart. I can see he is a key piece to a championship the same way Andre Iguodala was. So I understand the comparison.
Yeah, like he kind of just does a little bit of everything. Like he can play make some, he can rebound some. He doesn't have he has athleticism, but he doesn't have Andre Iguodala athleticism or something.
Really, Andre was a little different.
He was a little different.
Was different, yeah.
Yeah, and Andre can get you in his prime, he can get you a bucket on his own.
Yeah. He was definitely
yeah. And he was definitely baptizing people in his prime too.
Yeah.
Philly by himself. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I could kind of see like a downgraded Andre. Yeah.
I understood what he meant. I understood. Yeah. I can see why he goes to people like him. And I'm not mad at the minute because that was something that we talked about. The minute thing there. We did have it was nicely shaped out. Again, we did get Sham is why my daughter's up right now, by the way. But besides Mikal having the crazy amount of minutes, he did even out the minutes really, really good this game.
Absolutely. All right, I feel like I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to get off your chest?
Let's go to bed.
I feel you.
I know y'all tired. Y'all an hour ahead of me.
Oh yeah, we tired. We tired. We
almost 2 a.m. Jesus.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, we got 140 watching live right now, man. Shout out KOT family, man.
Shout out to the 140 watching live. Shout out to the YouTube massive over here. Nick Yak, Jay Chosen, the Predicate, the Godfather, Phil Porto, Jay Chosen. Everybody, Felicia, she might be asleep now. Shout out to Felicia still. But you was here early, so whatever. Gil Leon, everybody rock with the KLT show. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe. We have to every game talking Knicks basketball. But also hit that notification bell. All right, hit the notification bell so you know we're posting, we're going live as you come and say what's up. And also to my people out there on Twitter, if you're liking the show on Twitter, head to youtube.com/the Knick of Time Show. You can just find us. We're right there. You pop up, you type in the Knick of Time Show, boom, we pop right up. But also I'm gonna put the link right under the stream so you can make it easier for you to find us. All right, cool. All right, now let's just get to the bruh picks, man. It's time for the other part of the show, which is the bruh picks. Bruh picks is usually something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you want to say is stupid, dumb, and idiotic. And I know Ryan got a couple. So Ryan.
Yeah, I'm about to unload the clip. I'm gonna unload the clip quick though, because it's late. So I'm just gonna load it real fast. Numero uno, D-Lo. And it's not even for tonight's game. It was in a previous game because I saw a clip where this dude played point guard. And I was like, what is this guy doing? So there was a game against the Wolves where D-Lo brought the ball up the court playing point guard. And I see why Jason Kidd is on his knees, pause, and prays to God that Kyrie Irving comes back because the point guard situation is just atrocious in Dallas right now. So D-Lo dribbles the ball up court and he tries to run a play. But instead, what he does is he dribbles the ball for 21 seconds, and then he passes it to Najee Marshall to throw up a last-second three. And I'm like, yo, I see why Jason Kidd is losing his damn mind in Dallas and not having a point guard because D-Lo playing a point guard position is just straight disaster.
By the way, real quick, D-Lo is who I think Shea and Jalen Brunson are. He tries to get a foul like so
Facts.
obviously. Like it's just I feel like low key he kind of lost the game for them in the end trying to throw those crazy shots.
Agreed. I
That's a
agree.
fact.
I
That's a
agree.
fact.
Yes, he did.
Like he doesn't have that thing where he's like he makes the correct play with the game on the line and is disciplined enough to do it. Like
Never.
he doesn't have that thing. He's just gonna flow
In
off
his entire career. Never had it.
ridiculous instinct, and it's not always good instinct.
No. And he's a snitch.
And snitches get stitches.
Yeah, Nick Young still hate him.
Granted, Nick Young was cheating, so you know, I mean,
Karma, stitches, but yeah, I can.
Yeah. My next bro pick goes to the ref in the Cavaliers and Rockets game tonight because there was a play where Jarrett Allen baptized Sengun and the ref called an offensive foul. Now, I don't give a damn what the offensive player did. When you get baptized like that, I feel like you should have bailed out the player that got dunked on with an offensive foul. You
Agreed.
got baptized.
Bruh.
You should have called no offensive foul on that.
In the name of the Father, of the Son. Yeah, man. Took him to the water. Woo! All right. Next bro pick. What's the
All right, now this one is real sus, and I have real concerns about football locker rooms because Stephon Diggs, after the Patriots beat the Jets last week, Stephon Diggs went on live, and he was basically like saying, you know, what music you want to hear and this and that, blah, 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 talking to the people. There was someone in the background talking real flagrant with egregious language saying they want to see this and not even hard. They're going to see this this post-game and I'm like, sir, why are you talking like this while Stephon Diggs is on live?
Bruh.
Why are you talking about your man reaching for? Like, what's going on? Like, sir, like, yo, you can't even say pause after that. Like, yo, there's no coming back from that.
Ayo?
Bruh.
There's no coming back from that. Like, son, like,
that's like me season 1 KOT. Nick Yak was hitting that pause button every game, bro.
Yeah, we buried those tapes. We buried those.
Oh, that's a great roast.
oh man.
Oh my gosh.
My next bro pick goes to Klay Thompson in this game against the Knicks because he airballed that three late in the game. When he had Shaman beat, had a wide up look at the basket, and he airballed the three. Like, yo, Klay really fell from grace from where he was with the Warriors. It's crazy to see right now.
Facts.
I had nothing to say. He was killing us in the first half too. I was like, "Oh damn, this is the Klay. This is the version we got. Why you got to show when we play? Damn it!" But he came back to earth.
Yeah, came back to earth.
Speaking of three, you got to give Mikal those two bro picks for those two air balls.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, but all those Clays came in a clutch time. That's why he really gets the bro, because Clays came at clutch time.
The predicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rudy Getty. Yo.
Oh man. My next ball pick goes to the Knicks for shooting 19 of 35 from the free throw line. That was atrocious shooting from the line. I mean, this is fundamentals.
Yes.
As a team, you should not be shooting that bad from the free throw line. So the Knicks got a bro for that.
Bruh.
And my last bro pick, I don't know. It seems like Michael Porter Jr. is going to get probably the bro pick of the year. I don't know what it is. We're going to call it. Like, he's going to get the award at the end of the season because it seems like every other day.
You should do that. You should do bro pick of the year.
Yeah, like
That's
every other day, this dude is a bro pick. So I don't know if y'all heard, but the other day, Michael Porter Jr. made some comments about WNBA players and women players saying that, you know, like that people should stop comparing WNBA players to NBA players because there's nothing to compare. And he was basically saying how when he was in like 7th, 8th grade, he was busting WNBA players' asses during practices when I think at Mizzou or whatever the case may be. And because he came out with these comments and other pretty terrible comments he's made in the past. The Nets finally came out there and was like, you know what? You need to stay away. You need to stay away from some topics in your damn podcast because you're getting out of control with the things you're saying on your damn podcast.
Also said that JL is to me season 1.
Oh my god. we definitely deleted those. All right. I feel like he's part of like the red pill mafia.
Definitely for sure.
Like I feel like if this dude was like normal height, he would be an incel. Like I swear to
yeah.
I feel like the only reason he might get played because he's 6'10" in the NBA. But if he wasn't 6'10" in the NBA, I feel like he would just open his mouth and then everybody just be like, nah. Like he's
freaking fit.
He's a special. Take somebody when people complain about people having too many podcasts, I feel like he's like the poster boy for that.
Yeah.
Take bro.
Paul George.
Hang up your mic, bro.
Pull the plug, bro.
Pull the plug. Like it's time.
And Patrick Beverly too. Patrick Beverly putting his hands on his sister, beating a family member. That's not a bro pay. That's a prison pay.
That's a great bro.
That's whose man's is this? That's
whose man's is this exactly?
Whose man's
in jail. Do not pass go.
Yeah, that was his sister.
Yeah, that's what I read.
Yeah.
Oh,
black eye, punched her, beat her in front of his family. All kinds of wash.
I can't even imagine play fight with my sister. That's crazy,
bruh.
Wow. All right,
again, Ryan. I got a few. I'm gonna roll these off super quick. Bruh, pick. Mavs did not do an intro for the Knick players. I guess I didn't want the fans to remember that Nico Harrison at one point let Brunson go for nothing. No one was introduced. They just skipped over everybody. The game started after the Mavs.
Oh, wow.
And then the Knicks were on the court. I was like, where's that Brunson intro, man? I think this is the first time Brunson played in Dallas, if I believe.
That's right.
If memory serves correct. So they wanted to decide, pretend none of that ever happened. I got a lot of oop hits, though. I got 3.
That's crazy.
Shout out to dude in the upper deck with the Michael Sweetney jersey. Wow. That's the rarest jersey, Jim. It was a chunky white guy with straggly blonde hair with a Michael Sweetney 2 sizes too small jersey. Shout out that guy. And it was the orange and green one, too.
I'm sorry.
Wow. That's like eBay $5, man. I didn't get me one of those for sure.
Yo, I saw the Strickland. They posted somebody with a Karl-Anthony early jersey.
I think Sweetney's even more like that's more.
No, it is more. I'm just.
Nah, for a Knicks fan to rock a Sweetney jersey,
nah,
you a true damn fan.
Yeah,
to rock a damn Sweetney jersey, you a true damn fan.
Yep. All right. Yeah. Second, shout out to Dwight Powell, man. I've been making fun of you a lot on this podcast, in my writing, on Twitter. I've never made fun of you again. You hooked me and my dad up for my birthday with 2 great tickets. Shout you out, sir. You didn't play a minute tonight, and the Mavs actually could have used you. Shout you out, brother. Appreciate you, man. I never made fun of you again. Thank you for the tickets. My dad had a great time. And finally, Phil Porto, man. Everyone on this channel is unbelievable. I love everyone so much. Phil, you really see how much work he puts in face to face. Not just that he was out there shooting content an hour or 2 before the game started for KOT. Not that he was passing out over 100 stickers to people to subscribe to the channel and know about KOT in Dallas, but also just his genuine, like, good spirit. He took time to take photos of me, some headshots for me before the game. Nice. And he's just a consummate professional and sweet human. And I think he's made me a better person, not just on this podcast, but I think a human being in general. And I just want to give him a shout out that Phil is just one of the best additions that I could have possibly had any hand in having on the KOT show. And I think that he's made all of us better, both visually and how we look and the flow of the podcast with the show. But I think also just as human beings, KOT, I think, is more respectable. And we've gained some of what the cachet that I hope us lose by kind of being an asshole on Twitter. Phil has helped us gain by being one of the most beloved, precious people in the entire world, not just in the Knicks community. I have so much love for him. He is such a good person. And my dad was like, I understand why you love that guy so much. He's just like such a good person. So shout out, Phil. I love you, bro. Can't wait to help you out tomorrow on the show.
For real, like dead ass. Lee be like, yo, JL is such a good person. JL is a good person.
Yeah,
Phil makes me look like I run hell, bro. Phil is another level of good person because I still have like a spaz. I can still spaz on somebody. I don't think I could ever see Phil spaz on anybody in my life. Like
he's got a hard goal, man. He does so many things behind the scenes to like smooth things out and like help people get back on the right track. I can't say enough of him and the type of person he is. Like he's just an unbelievable human. And also, shout out Miss Nitsanish, great human being as well. Great meeting your family. Can't wait to see you again in Dallas. We got to have a watch party. Love my Dallas fans.
Yo, shout out to the Dallas Knicks fans who's representing out there for sure. Shout out to Phil. Got my light right. If I look better, you can say thank you, Phil. All right,
I'll get at you soon, Phil. I'll get at you soon.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, get Ryan and B right real soon. Absolutely. All right, yo, let's go to bed. I gotta go to work. Yeah. Get like 3 hours of sleep. And that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Yo, Lee, let them know they can find you, Lee.
At Twitter _Lee Escobedo, LEESCOBEDO, or Doodle Lee Escobedo NBA, and you'll find all my articles.
All right. B, let them know they can find you. And you
give us a let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sporty Spice. That's SPORTY SPICCE. If you don't see me at KLT, you see me at the Knicks Row. Thank you guys.
All right. Ryan G, let them know they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN.
All right, you can find me at DKOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. All right. That is the show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Happy birthday, Lee's. Happy birthday, Pops.
Say happy birthday, Papa Lee.
Happy birthday, Papa Lee.
Hey,
yes, sir. Let's go.
That's so cute.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.